Good evening, everybody. This is Jason with the Urban Achiever channel, and we'll be discussing day 28 of the Whole30 diet. It is March 3rd, 2019. Today is my 39th birthday. So we're kind of obviously wrapping up the first part of my fitness journey, I guess you want to call it. You can call it that. So, what does this lead for me? Where does this lead me going forward? You know, in my mind, I've written down some goals. And at the end of this, I'll do kind of a check-in, kind of a recap of what the Whole30 has done, some numbers and things like that. I'll be trying to go to the doctor here to check my vitals, my cholesterol, and see what kind of progress I've made, because I can tell you that it's just amazing how good I feel, and I definitely think that I have more energy. I'm certainly not, I could be in a lot better shape cardiovascularly. Yeah, cardiovascular. I have a hard time with my R's. Cardio-wise, but it's certainly better, and my energy is better, and I think it has something to do with the sugar. I really do. I mean, these grains and stuff, I know they all can break down into, sugar. That's, in complex carbs and things of that nature. I took a nutrition class in college, probably should have paid better attention to it instead of just screwing around, but it was actually really hard too. But anyway, I've forgotten it all. I know a little bit, but certainly what I've read on the Whole30 diet, it's really coming to fruition. I feel so much better. It's now going to be time to start reintroducing some of these things that I've been eliminating from my diet, and see how I react to it, and knowing going forward that I should probably limit that intake, whether it's grain or dairy or alcohol for sure, and then the obvious is the added sugar. I don't really need to tell you that the added sugar is really, it's a big one. I mean, it's in everything. I mean, it is absolutely. I think if you could have one takeaway from Whole30 is the amount of sugar that's added to just ridiculously random, everyday things. You're just like, oh, that barbecue has sugar in it because they had to make the sauce, and the sauce has sugar in it, and probably tons of it. I mean, it's hard to go to a barbecue restaurant and actually know what's in stuff. The nutrition guides in those places are really non-existent. And as we know, more and more restaurants nowadays are really trying to show some detail on the nutrition that they add into. So, they know that the consumer right now is way focused on health and the contents of food, whether it's organic, where it came from, farm to table. We're in a different setting. I mean, it's not just eat and run, which obviously is kind of the fast food lifestyle that I was living before a month ago, roughly. I mean, not too long ago, and I already feel amazing. I mean, things have improved, my outlook, my disposition. I certainly, one of the things that I have been struggling with, and that was 2018 for me in a nutshell, and I haven't talked about much here, is the death of my mother. And it was pretty abrupt and sudden at the end of 2017, which 2017 was a great year up until right when it wasn't. And that was December 4th, 2017, where my life changed, and my immediate family, my sisters, the same thing. Our mother was so tough, and she had a lung disease. It was an autoimmune disorder that attacked her lungs and left scarring on the interior walls, which then basically remedied that area of lung useless, and eventually, there was a slow progression the last 10, 11 years when she found out she had that. It was an autoimmune cocktail, basically. It was like lupus, rheumatoid arthritis, and scleroderma. Maybe it was called scleroderma, I think is what it's called. It's a very rare thing. You just essentially it attacks your organs, and the brand of autoimmune disorder she had would attack her lungs, and it was pretty painful to watch. But it was hard to know. It was hard to know that she was that bad, and we just didn't. It was just too late when she caught the flu and got pneumonia, and then the pneumonia healed, and then the lungs they didn't have any more left in her. So anyway, maybe I'll talk a little bit about. I'm thinking about having making a video about, Whole30 and depression, because I can tell you there's something with it that's made me far more optimistic, and I don't know what it is, but I certainly feel a lot better, and that depression is really, really lifted. I mean, there's moments, but I think there's got to be something to this eating thing, as we all know. I mean, I have really, really, really never felt better. I mean, I can't remember. I'm shocked that I've made this much progress. Honestly, if the Whole30 didn't work, I don't see me getting through what I had to do to get to this point. I mean, it's a complete lifestyle change, and I mean, I've probably cooked more meals in this month than I have in the last year and a half. That's real talk. That's real. And I'm not exaggerating. I mean, it would be a couple of meals, 3 meals, or whatever a week that I would make. I had to eat out or order it, or it would be something like pseudo fast food, like in my house. Like, I call it like a pizza in the oven. That's not cooking. That's heating up garbage and then eating it. So, but I do plan on allowing myself to have a pizza, not an entire pizza, but have pizza from my favorite spot in Charlotte called Fuel, and they sell it by the slice. So go grab 2 slices. It'll end up being 800,000 calories, and that's probably one of the tests I'm going to check on because that really has dairy, added sugar, and the grains right there, and I'll have a beer with it. Let's see how I feel the next day. I don't know. I mean, I need to know, but it's also I'm going to allow a cheat meal once a week or twice a week going forward. I'm still working on talking to some of my friends and doing some research to see how to continue my weight loss progress after the Whole30. And obviously I'm doing well with these daily vlogs. It's holding me accountable. It's working. So I'm going to continue the vlog. I don't know if I'm going to do it every day or not, because I'm really, really ramping up my reseller business, which I've highlighted, especially yesterday. I mean, I've highlighted a lot recently, because I want to talk about health and how, health will help facilitate going after your goals. And, I look at, entrepreneurism, like entrepreneurial, God, I cannot talk. Entrepreneurial, exploits. That's basically those are goals of mine. I work a corporate job. It's fairly demanding, something I'm good at, and I have 45, 50 hours a week there, and I'm going to put another 15 to 20 in my eBay business. Well, it's not just eBay, Amazon, my reselling business. So I need to do that to get some of my financial goals, and I want to own additional real estate and have income properties. And eventually, I want to be in a position where I can decide, hey, am I getting what I want from the corporate position that I'm in, or do I go all in on jumping into reselling, wholesaling, get a warehouse, or do I start another company, or do I have a few rental properties that are bringing in enough money as well, and I'm cash flowing, some apartment buildings. These are all goals. I have friends that do this stuff as well, and it's great. I mean, it's really great to have those resources and the example. Really, I mean, you've got the example of somebody doing it. As soon as you realize and see somebody that that you've known for a long time, you see them do something really cool that you never even thought about, or you thought may have been too far out for you, or you didn't have enough money, you weren't, it's too much of a reach of a goal, it's too hard, once you see them do something like that, you're like, I mean, that puts a different perspective on everything. You're like, you can immediately go, wow, I mean, great for them, awesome. But it immediately takes the stigma off of something that's unobtainable. And it immediately allows you to go, if he can do this, she can do this, I can do this. And that's, that's the power of having great parents and grandparents to set the example for you. And also, if you don't have family around, which, I sadly have lost almost all of my family. My granddad's 99. He's an amazing example of entrepreneurialism and business acumen. I mean, it's hard to know. He doesn't talk about it all the time, but what he gives you are pearls of wisdom. And throughout the years, it's just amazing what he's been able to tell me. So, really got to. I've been a sponge all this time, but the one thing you can, make a difference about is who you spend your time with, and those people, who your friends are. I mean, I know you're going to have friends from all walks of life most of the time, friends that are new, friends that are old. That's how I am. I have new friends as well, but a lot of my friends are old friends, and I've cultivated good relationships with, and I know that I can lean on them for consultation on how to do some of the things that they're doing that I wish that I would do as a side business or an entrepreneurial business enterprise. So just really be careful, and really, really, really take care of and cultivate your friendships. Yeah, because you can learn a lot from them, and really the information and the experience and the love and the support is, it's priceless. You can't put a dollar figure on it, but those examples are great. And I was talking. We have a text thread, and my friends have watched this. There's 11 or 12 of us on this, and it's usually a bunch of BS. But I kind of told everybody. I actually singled out one of my buddies. Won't name him on here. He'll know. Kind of thought I was being sarcastic, but I was telling him how much. I listed like 6 or 7 things that he had accomplished from my viewpoint that I was really impressed with, and just trying to give him some props. And he thought I was being sarcastic and a dick or something. But I mean, which is not me being sarcastic, and that happens. And so it's hard to know, but Yeah, it was definitely coming from a real place. So if you're watching this, I was being serious. So I don't know, and it turns out that I don't think he agreed with me on all of it, but it's funny how different people have different perspectives on others. Um, but I kind of look at it like you got to be able to recognize somebody somebody's successes without being envious necessarily. I'm envious in the matter that some of it I want for myself, meaning that, hey, he's got a good marriage, stuff like that. He's well respected in his trade. I mean, he was in trade publications and stuff, and pretty doing well. I mean, I'm really impressed, and the marriage and stuff. I mean, really for me, that's 39, man. I've lived in this Peter Pan life for forever, and up until a year or two ago, probably didn't even think about it. I got to meet the right person. That's what I've always told myself. But I've had a lot of limiting beliefs and self-doubt that I've based on old experiences and things that I've just built up in my head. And, that's all gone, man. I'm getting rid of it. It's craziness. I'm deprogramming myself or reprogramming myself to try to, anytime a negative self-thought or doubt creeps in my mind, I'm hitting it right back with that's BS and a positive affirmation. Whatever. That it is what it is. I'm done with this crap thinking. So I suggest you guys do the same thing. I mean, it really helps. And it's easier to do when you feel good. And the Whole30 has, I don't know, it just really has worked for me. And whatever I've eliminated, sugar or whatever the dairy, I don't know. Whatever I've eliminated is that was affecting me has really helped clear my head out. Clear my head on a lot of things, really. So, but I think, one good thing about it is I've talked before is, I had if you look at all your different facets of your life in buckets, like your personal relationships, your intimate relationships, like loves, things like that, the work bucket, the savings bucket, whatever it is. And then, the health bucket obviously is a huge one. And I've done well with the work and career bucket, that's me. And so like the benefit of that is right now, I just don't, I don't want to say this is to be smug or anything, but I'm good with money. I mean, I'm good to go. I can't retire or anything, but I've made sacrifices that at least I got to that point in my career where I draw a very good salary. I make good money on the side. I'm trying to build that more to where I can then pursue passions. I kind of hate that word, but because I'm passionate about playing guitar. I'm not going to be in a rock band and make millions of dollars. That train has sailed many years ago. I don't think I would have made much money anyway. Although I did have a $2 cover on Tuesdays at Botcher's in Auburn. That was pretty cool. But basically, that was just a drinking establishment for me. I did work there too, so pretty easy. Anyway, I digress. So the good thing is, all these buckets, I'm working on spreading some of my efforts to fill up the relationship bucket, the health bucket right now, because that's really gonna help spill over in all the other areas. Because my if I don't continue to get my health back in line, I'm not gonna be able to ski. I'm not gonna be able to work in this industry because it's too stressful. I'm gonna have to pare back. There's gonna be something that's gonna happen in my 40s, if not sooner, that could be debilitating if you're somebody that's as heavy as I was. Hopefully I've lost a good bit. I don't know, but I'm going to figure that part out too. So anyway, we're running at 20 minutes right now. Gosh, I've rambled. So I'm going to sign off for the evening here, and I want to thank everybody for the birthday wishes. It's been awesome. I've got actually 30 subscribers on YouTube this month. That's pretty ridiculous to me. 30 people are interested, and I know it's a lot of my friends, but I can't thank you enough for joining and watching me through this journey. And hey, comment below what you like, what you don't like, how I can improve, what I'm doing well, and what's opportunities for improvement. What do you guys want to see from me? What's the value that I can bring? So these are questions I'm going to be trying to work on myself. And we're going to get a plan of action for whatever I'm going to do for my next challenge. I don't know if it's a 30-day challenge or 60 days or something, but I'm going to probably double down. Obviously, continue the eating well, have a plan with that, and I'll outline that. And then introduce good exercise and weightlifting, which is weightlifting I love to do. Although not as much as I like it, I'm not doing it that often right now. So we're going to fix that, though. All right. This is vlog 28 going down.